In 1971, a group of young draftees arrives at Fort Polk, Louisiana, for advanced infantry training before deployment to Vietnam. Private Jim Paxton, an aspiring writer, narrates the story. Among the men is Roland Bozz, a rebellious, sarcastic Texan who immediately stands out for challenging authority and refusing to conform to military life. Bozz quickly earns a reputation for defying orders and undermining authority. He refuses to follow basic orders, mocks drills, and regularly argues with superiors. While he frustrates the instructors, other trainees begin to admire him. Private Cantwell is lured into a weapon shed and beaten by Sergeant Thomas for supporting Bozz during a disciplinary moment. He refuses to name who assaulted him, but everybody knows it was most likely Sergeant Thomas. While peeling potatoes as punishment, Cantwell tells Bozz and Paxton about his wife, who suffers from seizures. He married her when he was 15, and she is now 28. Cantwell is 19 and has 4 children, 2 with her and 2 from her previous marriage. Bozz, overwhelmed with guilt and empathy, promises to get Cantwell discharged on a hardship claim. When Cantwell meets with the officers, they grill him about how he knew the proper discharge process despite being unable to read past the 6th grade level. Bozz had filled out the paperwork for him. The officers are forced to let Cantwell go since the paperwork is legitimate and within regulation. Private Miter is deemed the platoon leader and struggles to keep order, being disciplined by sergeants due to Bozz's defiance and inability to control the platoon. Miter attempts to go AWOL in the middle of the night before Bozz intervenes. Miter says he was a butcher before being drafted, and a damn good one. His dad would call him boy and say he wasn't worth anything, and his wife, who he loved so much and paid for her to attend junior college, found out she was cheating on him with a college boy. And his dad told him it would happen because he wasn't a real man, just a boy. Miter willingly went to war to not only prove his dad wrong, but to die like a man. Miter begs Bozz to get him out of the war, and Bozz, feeling strong empathy, helps Miter file discharge papers, and he is released from service. Bozz's actions cause tension, especially with Wilson, an aggressive soldier who sees Bozz as dangerous and selfish. Meanwhile, the unit continues intense drills. Despite his defiance, Bozz is made squad leader due to his natural leadership and quick thinking under pressure. During the live fire exercise, Wilson turns his weapon on Bozz and attempts to fire. The gun jams, and instructors intervene before a shot is fired. Bozz warns the captain that Wilson is unstable and should be removed from training. The captain brushes it off and says the unit is ready for Tigerland. The squad is transferred to Tigerland, a final training zone meant to simulate conditions in Vietnam. The environment is chaotic and stressful. Live fire scenarios and unpredictable drills push the soldiers to their mental and physical limits. During a night shift duty, Bozz is smoking a cigarette. Sergeant Coda tells Bozz he broke light discipline and is therefore dead. Bozz replies, "I'm still alive, Sergeant." Coda asks him to repeat it. Bozz says again, "I'm still alive. I miraculously survived the attack." Coda asks if Bozz's friends are still alive. Bozz answers that they're all good, Paxton, Johnson, everyone. And Bozz responds, "If you're gonna make up a story, make up a happy one." Sergeant Coda replies, "I ain't making up anything, son. In Vietnam, there are no happy stories." He then tells them about his best friend, Kelly Morgan. They had trained together and were deployed to Vietnam in 1967. Just days after arriving, while sitting in a 2-man listening post, Morgan lit a cigarette. One minute, they were naming his unborn son. The next, Morgan's brains were in Coda's lap. The sniper zeroed in on the cherry of his cigarette. "Bozz," said Sergeant Coda. During another training exercise, Bozz and his squad act as villagers in a simulated Viet Cong camp. Wilson's unit is tasked with locating a hidden translator. Instead of following the drill properly, Wilson uses the opportunity to physically attack Bozz and Paxton. Instructors break it up. Before walking away, Wilson quietly threatens Bozz, saying he's going to kill him. Later that night, Bozz sneaks away and runs into the woods. A van awaits nearby to take him to Mexico. Private Johnson follows and stops him before he gets in. Johnson tells Bozz to take Paxton with him, warning that Wilson will kill him, if not at Tigerland, then in Vietnam. Bozz refuses, saying it's not his fault. Paxton is only now realizing what he got into by enlisting. When Johnson keeps pushing, Bozz tells him to screw off and runs to the man. Johnson returns to the camp, and the squad leader notices Bozz's sleeping area is empty and his rifle is unattended. Just then, Bozz walks out of the woods and Sergeant Coda asks why Bozz didn't have his gun, since it is his lifeline and should never leave without it. Bozz replies he was going to make a break for Mexico and didn't think he would need it. Coda replies with "very funny" and orders the unit to prepare for the next task. During the final training exercise, Bozz's squad and Wilson's squad are assigned opposing patrols. Before the mission begins, Wilson replaces his blank cartridges with live rounds and removes the blank firing adapter from his rifle. As Bozz's squad approaches, Wilson opens fire using live ammunition. He misses. Sergeant Coda immediately recognizes live rounds are being used. In the chaos, Bozz stands above Paxton and pauses for a moment. He then fires a blank round directly next to Paxton's face, knowing the muzzle flash will injure him. Paxton's eye is wounded. Bozz knew Paxton would never voluntarily leave, believing someone else would be drafted in his place. Sergeant Coda pulls his gun on Wilson, orders him to drop his weapon, and ends the simulation. Wilson is arrested on the spot. As the unit prepares to ship out to Vietnam, Paxton runs to Bozz before he boards the bus. He asks Bozz to write him, but Bozz declines. As Paxton says goodbye to others through the bus windows, he reaches Bozz in the last seat and tells him he's serious and will write about him in his book. Bozz replies, "No, you won't," and holds up Paxton's diary, tearing pages out and tossing them through the window as the bus begins to pull away. Paxton pleads with him to stop. In the final voiceover, Paxton reflects on the mystery of what happened to him. Some said Bozz went to Mexico with a beautiful woman. Others claimed he died in Vietnam. But either way, Paxton admits, Bozz would have been pissed if he knew I was talking about him anyway. The film closes with a shot of Paxton standing alone from the perspective of a departing bus. This movie was Tigerland, starring Colin Farrell and directed by Joel Schumacher. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like and subscribe for more film breakdowns like this one. What did you think about Tigerland? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what movie you'd like to see recapped next.